And welcome back to Sports the NEMO Way, the Los Angeles Lakers episode. So, as you all can imagine, we are doing the starting five for the Los Angeles Lakers, all time, of course. And we do not have a guest today, and I don't think I have any more housekeeping, so let's get the show underway. Drew, who is the Lakers' all time starting point guard?
This is pretty obvious.
Easiest pick of all time.
Nick Van Exel.
Magic Johnson.
He's also mine.
And mine.
Yeah, he's mine.
Yeah.
I was like, Ray.
No, I can't.
Right.
I can't do that.
I mean, in all honesty, Magic's, 6'9" or whatever. I mean, somebody could have moved into a different position. They could have said Magic could play somewhere else.
Yeah. But I mean, behind Magic, who would be the next greatest point guard? D-Fish?
Derek Fisher.
You could put West there, probably.
Yeah. It's quite possible.
I guess you wanted to shuffle him there. But.
Anyway, it isn't that big a deal. We all five put Magic at point guard then. So, Drew, you want to tell us a little bit about Magic?
Well, he's a 12-time All-Star, 4-time assist champ, 2 steal champs. He has 5 rings. He's 10-time All-NBA. He has 3 Finals MVPs. He has 3 regular MVPs. He was 19, 7, and 11 for his career. When you think of the Lakers, he's obviously one of the first people you think of, especially during the 80s and the Showtime Lakers. You just think of his big smile while he's playing, and you can't see me, but he's always going like, ha, ha. Or he's always doing something during the game to get your attention. He was the definition of being flashy. He didn't care. He was confident in himself and the Lakers.
Yes, I would agree with what you just said. Although, just because it's fresh in my head, I've been reading one of his autobiographies, and he talks about his smile compensating for when he's uncomfortable or when he's not confident. Like, he talks about how, he would smile a lot to, make it seem the other way.
Oh, he did a good job, I'd say. He looked
Yeah.
confident all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he succeeded, so he did just fine. He's the greatest point guard of all time. Pretty easily.
All of us had him number one
Yeah.
in the point guard spot in the 50 greatest. So I don't think there's a ton of debate in this room.
Yeah, I still remember when he came out. I remember watching him play at Michigan State, and he made passes that I'd never seen before. Sorry. he wanted to pass. That was his thing. He wanted to dish the ball and to go to the Lakers with Kareem there, and then it just worked so well. And then they brought in Worthy and put the pieces around him, and of course the rivalry with he and Larry.
Yeah.
Saved the NBA.
It did. It really did.
Got him out of cocaine in the 70s.
And even though he was drafted over 40 years ago, he still holds the highest assists per game average in NBA history. So I think he's good to go.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Alrighty, well, shall we move on to a different position since this was fairly anticlimactic?
Yeah.
Slightly.
All right, well, Wade, who is your starting shooting guard?
I put Jerry West at the 2.
I put Jerry West at the 2.
So did I.
Well, I have Jerry at the 3, but he could be at the 2 as well.
Good.
Where do you put him, Doug?
At small forward.
You not have him, Ray?
No,
Okay.
I do not.
Well, I debated, obviously, there's pretty much 3 all-time great wings that separate themselves, and I went with West at the 2 because when you look at all the all-time great Lakers and who I'm guessing is all going to be up here, the only weakness that team would have would be shooting. None of them are great shooters. West is a great shooter, so now you have someone who can open up the floor for Magic and Kobe, Shaq, Kareem, Wilt, Mike, and whoever the hell else you want to throw out there. And so you have a floor spacer, and he was the best shooter of an entire generation of basketball. So
I probably would have put West on the team anyway because I think he's that good. But the I felt you couldn't leave West off because of the reason Wade said, is because nobody else on the team could shoot.
yeah,
We're going to put two big guys in this team, and none of them are new age big guys that are going to shoot. And we're going to obviously Magic is not a shooter, and I assume Kobe's going to make this team. So that's why, and he wasn't a great shooter either. So that's why I thought West had to be on the team, and I thought he needed to play guard because he's so short.
yeah,
Well, he's basically my size.
yeah.
He's like an inch taller.
Yeah.
I'm about 10, 15 pounds heavier.
And if you have him on the team, and obviously we already have Magic, in certain matchups, West can go down and guard the really quick point guards, and Magic can move up and guard the bigger guys too. So it actually works well with those two on the floor.
All right. Well, I don't think we covered his numbers, but he averaged 27 points, 5 rebounds, and 6 assists for his career.
Yeah.
And he shot 47% from the field.
Like 2.6 steals.
Yeah.
He can play a little defense too.
And he just got a brand new NBA award named after him this year. Brand new award. The Jerry West Clutch Award. Isn't that what it's called?
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah.
The first person to ever win it was De'Aaron Fox.
And I believe he's still the only player to ever be the finals MVP on a losing team.
He is. I mean,
I'm guessing he probably will be.
Yeah, I don't know if that'll ever happen again.
They probably won't do it again.
yeah, I don't see it ever happening again.
You'd have to be like,
If LeBron didn't get it during some of the numbers he put up, I don't think anyone will do it. Because LeBron had some pretty insane stat lines in some of those losses, and they weren't going to give it to LeBron. They're not going to give it to anybody else.
I agree. I just think it's so hard to do. First off, you have to put up like redonkulous numbers and still lose, and the other team's best player has to not put up anything close to you.
or anybody else show up for a series.
Right.
Yeah.
Because they'll hand it out to other people.
And the series will have to go down to like a game 7. It can't be like
They can't
a
sweep you.
blowout.
Right, yeah.
Because
Right.
I'm pretty sure with the one he won, I'm pretty sure it went down to the wire in the game 7.
Yeah, I think you're right.
And so it was at least, it wasn't like just, they didn't get demolished and he won MVP. It was, extremely, extremely close. 2 even teams out there.
Yeah. All right. Well, does anybody else have anything to add on Jerry West before we move on?
Nope.
All right. So it was Wade, Drew, and I that had West at shooting guard.
Yeah.
So Uncle Doug, who is your shooting guard?
Kobe.
Okay.
He's my small forward.
He's my small forward.
Yeah, which I figured. When I went through, it was Magic, Kobe, the power forward and center, which we'll talk about in a minute. And then I had a couple guys that I was thinking about that needed to be on the team. And they just ended up falling in at small forward. But I have no problem switching. Kobe playing small and West being the 2. I feel like those 3, Magic, Kobe, and West will just be kind of... I mean, Magic's going to run the show, but they can play... I mean, they'll be versatile.
Yeah. You have Kobe driving and shooting the mid-range, and West can kind of stay out farther and shoot more long-range jumpers and threes, and then still mix in his drives and passing. And
they'll each play the appropriate person on defense. So.
Yeah. I do think it's a really nice first 3.
Mm-hmm.
It would flow well, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
So, Ray, you had Kobe at shooting guard as well?
That is correct, yeah.
All right. But we do not have your small forward yet, correct?
Right.
All right. Well, Kobe is a 18-time All-Star, 2-time scoring champ. He has 5 rings. He's a 15-time All-NBA. He's an All-Rookie, 12-time All-Defense. He's an MVP, a 2-time Finals MVP. It actually has listed on here that he won an Oscar. I don't know why that matters to the NBA.
What does that got to do with this?
Oh, yeah, because
NBA
he had
career.
that,
Yeah, a
that
little
animated
short
movie.
video.
or
Yeah,
whatever.
he won
yeah,
like
yeah.
a-
It was actually kind of an emotional little video.
I
Yeah,
watched it.
like I'm not knocking the video, but what's it got to do with the NBA? You know
Right,
what I
I
mean?
might have on Basketball Reference.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly.
I'm not knocking it. He won an Oscar.
About
Right, yeah,
basketball.
that's pretty cool.
The video is about basketball.
Yeah. His career numbers are 25 points, 5 rebounds, and 4 assists.
We knew the assists were going to be the lowest. I mean, let's be honest. We're all playing pickup. Pass the ball, Kobe. I mean, we all know.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm interested. So, Bray, who's your small forward?
LeBron. I mean, no.
I was about to pass out.
I was like, whoa! I can't believe you did that.
No, it's James Worthy.
Okay.
Oh, I like James.
I thought with all these scoring passers, we need a little defense in there. So I threw old James Worthy in there, especially with his Finals MVP. I thought he was worthy of the spot.
Wah wah.
Let's see here. He's also a 3-time NBA champ. He is a Hall of Famer with averages of 17, 5, and 3. And he gets it done like we've explained before in the past. Come up clutch, Finals MVP like I just discussed, and he rode that Showtime Lakers with Magic and Kareem. So he's got playoff pedigree. Was vital to those teams. He gets the dirty work done, and James Worthy is just a hell of a player. So I put him up there in my small forward spot.
All right. Anybody else have anything to add on Worthy?
No, covered it.
I mean, we're talking about somebody that has 5 titles, championship MVP, 17-5,
Yeah.
and, probably, I mean, and his numbers are kind of pale compared to some of the other guys we're talking about. And that's still a pretty good career. And another guy that I looked at small forward, just because I really like him, is Jamal Wilkes. And he averaged almost 18.5 points, 5.5 rebounds, and almost 3 assists at small forward. Played for the Lakers for like 8 years, was there for like 3 titles. And, I mean, he's kind of an afterthought. And for a lot of teams, that would be phenomenal.
Yeah. Well, we didn't even bring up Elgin Baylor.
Right,
Oh,
which
yeah.
that's the other one that I was
Yeah.
debating with Jerry West.
Me too.
Because, I mean, 27 and 13 and 5.
Yeah, that is nasty.
Yeah.
That's it's crazy. There's definitely a lot of good wings for the and despite Ray's joke, which is pretty good, Ray, a lot of people do put LeBron as small forward on this team, which obviously I'm not going to do, being a
Hell
Laker
no.
fan. But a lot of the lists I looked at,
Yeah.
they put him there.
You're looking at 27, 8, and 8 as a Laker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I had several guys that I looked at here, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. At least 8 of them are averaging like 25 points.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's
Well, we're gonna use him for 2 other
Yeah,
franchises
say-
anyway, so
yeah.
I didn't really think about him, to be honest.
yeah.
No, I mean, really, he's now played 5 seasons there. He won a championship there. So, like, it's not, like, asinine for somebody to bring him up. But I don't think the Lakers are one of his top 2 teams. Like
Yeah.
like Wade said,
Right.
Cleveland has to be there. Like he's just so important to Cleveland. And then his best years came in Miami.
I was
Right.
That was the peak of his
His
powers.
prime was in Miami.
Right.
That white
Yeah.
headband wearing number 6. That was his prime.
He was a monster.
So I think that makes total sense. And I think the reason people are able to do it with the Lakers is because, we talked about with the Celtics, even though they're an all-time powerhouse, point guard is a weak position for them. I think the 3 is that position for the Lakers. It's a weaker position. They don't have, like, true superstar
Like all-time
3.
greats.
Yeah, Worthy's a Hall of Famer, but he's not like Magic or Kareem or somebody like that.
Same way with Jamal Wilkes.
Yeah.
You know. And Elgin actually played. Didn't he actually play power forward? I mean,
I think Elgin
Probably
Baylor-
back
yeah,
then,
No, he was
yeah.
only like 6'5", but
He'd have to
Yeah.
be a wing.
super
and-
athletic.
I
Good
considered
dog.
putting Baylor at my three.
I
I said
did.
before we recorded that I really only considered 6 guys, and Baylor was the 6th guy that didn't
Yeah.
make my team.
Same here.
Yeah.
I just thought it made more sense with West, so you spread the floor more, like I said
Yeah.
earlier.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly.
They're both
Me too.
all-time great players, and
Yeah.
wouldn't have been bad picks either way.
And I assume that we're going to have a lot of which guy plays power forward, which guy plays center situation coming up, because I'm sure we're going to have similar guys, but which position you put them
Yeah.
at, you know?
Yeah.
But anyway, so everybody around the room's already introduced somebody, right?
Yeah.
So I haven't introduced anybody. So my power forward is Shaq.
Mine too.
He's
Mine too.
That's crazy. It's mine too.
All right, so we all
Wow,
got.
hey.
Everybody has Shaq at power forward.
Yeah.
Wow.
Nice.
Insane in the membrane.
Oh, Shaquille O'Neal. Still relevant to this day.
Oh yeah, yeah, I'd say so.
Yeah. But Shaq's a Hall of Famer, 15-time All-Star, 2 scoring titles, 4-time champ, 14-time All-NBA. He was an All-Rookie. He was Rookie of the Year. He's 3-time All-Defense. He's got 3 Finals MVPs, a regular season MVP. And his Lakers numbers are 27 points, 11 rebounds, 3 assists, 2.5 blocks on 57% shooting and 53% shooting from the free throw line. But very good numbers in LA. Pretty nice shooting percentage in LA. Obviously, he won 3 championships in LA. Probably
Straight.
3 straight. Probably should have won a 4th.
Yes. Yeah. Don't even get us started on it.
He also won his MVP in LA. And to be honest with you, it's kind of hard to wrap your mind around that Shaq only won 1 MVP.
Him and Kobe both. They
Yeah,
both should have
yeah.
won more than one.
Yeah, that
They both got.
Shaq was undoubtedly the greatest player in the NBA for a stretch.
Yes.
To come away with
Yes.
1 MVP is, I mean, to be honest, he was so unstoppable. He won 3 straight championships. He probably should have been MVP all 3 years. He was obviously the best player in the league. No
But-
one stopped Shaq in that time.
Yeah, I
Like,
can't
no one.
believe he only won 1 MVP.
Right.
I mean,
That's
that's
ridiculous.
ridiculous. And even his Magic years, he was putting up insane numbers and completely turned around their franchise. So, I mean, there might have been a couple years in there where he should have deserved one. So, I mean,
But he definitely deserved more than 1.
yeah,
I think-
easy.
I think
3
Shaq's
minimum.
biggest problem when it come to winning awards was games played, because Shaq always had some stupid injury during the year. Like how many years did he sit out games because of toes?
Because he played himself
Oh,
into
yeah.
shape. He wasn't training in the offseason.
No,
Yeah.
he always came in way overweight.
Yeah.
Like you said, had to play himself into shape.
How many games did he play like those Laker years, Alex?
Here's his Lakers game numbers: 51, 60, 49, 79, 74, 67, 67, 67.
Because it started off a little rocky, but
Yeah,
better.
it's
Did better towards
if he's
the
playing
end.
65, 70 games a year, somewhere in there,
that's
that's
pretty good.
His MVP season, he played 79 games. And so the season after that, he played 74.
Well, one of those seasons at the very beginning was this shortened season where there was only 50 games, I think.
It could have been.
That's the first year, Duncan's first championship in that 99 season was the shortened season where they only played 50 games.
Yeah, and he played 49 that year.
So he only missed 1 game that year in all reality.
But that wasn't a great year for him. It just is what it is. But, they don't give the MVP to guys that play less than 70 games.
Yeah.
So,
Well, what's the new cutoff?
65.
I mean, it's actually a rule now.
Yeah.
You're not winning any awards unless you play 65.
which I like, honestly.
I think it's going to be interesting because I think we're going to have a lot of superstars not make all NBA teams because of it.
Which, and that's a lot of them, it's in their contract.
Yes.
And that Supermax.
Yep. You have to make all NBA. 2 out of 3 years you have to make
Right.
an all NBA. Yeah.
So that's definitely going to be an
qualify.
incentive to play some games.
Wasn't that a big Jaylen Brown thing this year?
Yep.
It upped his contract if he made it.
Mm-hmm. And that's how Kemba Walker was able to get that big contract from the Hornets because he made third team All NBAs. So, yeah. All right. Well, Shaq, it was unanimous at power forward. I'm a little surprised that all of us decided to put him in the exact same position. So, but I think a worthy admission to the team. And so, Drew, who's your center?
Mr. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
He is also mine.
And mine.
Me and mine.
That makes 5.
All right.
I wondered if anybody would put one of the other great centers on there.
Throw a little Mike and Wilt action in there. Andrew Bynum. Ooh.
Oh, Lord.
I thought you were going to say Andrew Bogut, but hey, I mean,
Andrew,
Hey, man, don't disrespect Bynum.
the 30 games he played a year.
He
No
did
kidding.
have some injury problems.
Him
And then he was just out of the league
him
at
and
like
that-
26 years old and it was
He
over.
blew his contract.
He had that injury, and instead of going and having surgery so he could play basketball in the fall, he went to the World Cup. He said, "Well, I don't want to be on crutches at the World Cup or whatever, so I'm going to wait till after the World Cup before I have the." And then he missed a whole bunch of the season, rehabbing from the surgery, and the Lakers were like, "Man, we're done with this."
He had a lot of potential.
He
No,
did.
yeah.
He had a
Really
ton of
did.
The
potential.
little he played, he was
But
actually
no want
good.
to.
So he put together a few decent little runs in there and helped him win those 2 championships.
Let me look up old Andrews.
I bet he at least had like 1 year of like 15 and 10. I bet, or at least
he had a couple of good seasons
He
before the
did.
injuries
Oh
piled
yeah.
up.
I mean,
yeah.
like you said, he had a lot of potential.
he did.
He just didn't have the want to.
He made an all-star team 1 year.
There was a period of time in
18,
there.
so here, when the good years started, this was 07, 08, 13, 10, 14, 8, 15, 8, 11, 9, 18, and 11, and then it just...
That's gone.
18 and 11 is a pretty nice season.
That is
Especially when you're playing with Kobe and Gasol.
right.
Yeah. Oh, and Lamar Odom.
Odom was good there for a
Yeah, I
while.
like
Yeah.
Lamar.
He was a good
He
player.
got Kardashian.
One of many.
Yeah.
One of
Yeah.
many.
The fucking kiss of death.
Yeah,
That
it
was his
is.
problem,
That's what happened. To Lamar was never the same.
Dude, I'm surprised Booker's lasted as long as he had.
Yeah. It's
Alex, I'm kind of surprised you didn't try to slip Powell in there just because.
Over Shaq?
No, like any position. I don't mean over Shaq.
Or Kareem?
No, like you could have probably
Kobe?
slipped him in like small forward or something.
Get
Well,
real tall.
Yeah,
Real tall.
boy, that would be a tall team. Whoa.
Oh.
no. I thought it was ridiculous that the Lakers retired his number. So I don't think
Yeah, it was a little...
Yeah.
like of all the great players that have gone through LA, we're going to retire Paul Gasol's number.
Right.
Like I like Powell, he's a good player, but
I mean, think about it though. I mean, he's about on Worthy's level, I'd say, as far as how good they were.
as far as how good they were, you're probably right. But Worthy's a career Laker where Powell played 5 seasons there.
Yeah, but I still won 2 championships. I mean, I don't know.
I don't want to come across like I'm bashing Powell.
Fuck Powell. This came from the guy who put him on his list at the beginning.
Yeah,
I did, but I'm just saying, like I
get it.
If you're going to retire numbers of people of Pau Gasol when you're the Lakers and you already have a lot of all-time greats, you're gonna run out of numbers.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it just depends on you've already retired. You kind of set a precedent, or
Mm-hmm.
I can't say that word. But
Precedent?
yeah, I always say it wrong every time.
If Pau Gasol had a Lakers career with the Magic or the Grizzlies or a franchise like that, yeah, you'd see him retire his
yeah.
number. Because it's like, oh, you brought championships to our franchise, and you put up really good numbers for 5 years. But when you're the Lakers and you have the 6 or 7 guys we've already talked about, plus we left off Wilt Chamberlain and
Right.
Elgin Baylor and George Mikan and all these guys that are like 50 greatest players of all time, and we're talking about Pau Gasol's number going up in the Raptors. It doesn't make sense.
We're rampaging about Pau Gasol, and we haven't said anything about Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Well, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's Lakers numbers are 22 points, 9 rebounds, 3 assists, and 2.5 blocks on 56% shooting and 73% from the line. So, not as elite as his Bucks numbers, but still some pretty nice numbers there.
Man, those are the last few years of his career drug some of those numbers down.
Yeah.
He's 30 and 15 in Milwaukee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
30 points, 15 rebounds, 4 assists, a steal, and 3 blocks.
Yeah.
Well, the Milwaukee in the beginning of the Lakers stint is prime Kareem was nasty.
I bet he makes Milwaukee.
Yeah. I'd say so.
Yeah.
Milwaukee might sneakily have like a top tier squad if you think about it.
They could.
Giannis and Kareem.
Giannis and
Yeah.
Kareem, yeah.
Yeah. That's
pretty
a
nasty.
front line.
Big
for you.
O.
Little Ray Allen.
Yeah.
Big
Glenn
O,
Robinson, getting there. We're missing someone big. I just can't think right now. The
Oscar.
didn't Sidney Moncrief play there?
Moncrief,
You could throw Sidney Moncrief in there.
Bobby Dandridge.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They could be a nasty East team in our
Yeah, the
tournament.
Bucks could be tough.
Yeah,
Yeah.
real
I
tough.
hadn't thought about
I
that
mean,
till just now.
Brandon
Man.
Jennings.
Michael Red.
Michael Red was a
Michael Red
baller
was a
for a
baller
few
there
years.
for a little
Yeah.
Michael Red.
Don't disrespect the Red, bro. He could stroke a little bit.
He could. Before his injury, he was a scorer.
Oh, he had a year of like 25 a game, I think.
I think he had a couple years of 25 a
Might be
game.
right. I still feel like I'm missing a big Bucks player, but I don't know.
Yeah.
We can worry about that in the Bucks episode again.
Paul Pressey.
Yeah.
I remember Paul.
Yeah. All right. Well, we have center, power forward, and point guard figured out.
Yep.
And Kobe has made the team. He just is split between two positions. So I guess what we're arguing is Jerry West and James Worthy.
Ray?
So before we do that, though, can we just flip your West to shooting guard and your Kobe to
Yes.
point guard, Uncle
Yeah,
Doug,
we
and then
flip mine.
or not to point guard, small forward. So then that's out of the way.
Yep.
So there's no West at small forward. You can take that off.
Oh, goodness. So, Ray, do you need a lot of convincing to go to Jerry West?
No, I just
Okay.
I just had to throw my boy in there. I can't leave
Sounds
the
good.
can't leave the ship like
So
that.
West it is. All right.
Yeah.
Anticlimactic.
Yeah.
Yeah, not too bad though. I mean, I kind of thought
I wasn't
this would be where we
expecting any
ended
big
up.
twists. Was not expecting anything real surprising.
Yeah.
We've made some killer West teams so far. I feel like Houston and the Warriors and the Lakers might be like 3 of the top 5 teams we've made so far.
Yeah.
Probably are.
I mean, they're nasty. Nasty.
Well, you don't like Charlotte?
Well, I mean, they're not bad. I mean, Boston's good, but they're not like great. And Chicago's obviously up there, but I don't know if they have a 1 through 5 quite like this. Much as I love Elton Brand, I don't think he's on Shaq's level. There's just, I don't know. I just feel like we've made some.
The East has some teams coming up though. Philly and Milwaukee will have a pretty good squad.
Philly's gonna be the big one, I think.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I just feel like we haven't done a ton of West teams so far. At least it hasn't felt like it. Maybe I'm completely wrong, and we've just made some juggernauts here recently with some of our West teams, with Houston and them and the Warriors.
What do you think about Miami? You think Miami's team will be up there?
I think they'll be in the upper tier of the East. I mean, you think? I mean, that they're going to have some all-time, at least a few all-time grades.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know.
Well, they got Timmy, Lonzo, Wade,
Oh,
Brian.
Yeah,
You also,
LeBron's going to make the team.
I think he just said Timmy. It reminded me of this. The Spurs team will probably be pretty good too. I know that's another
Yeah.
West team, but I think the
Right.
Spurs team will be pretty good.
Robinson and Duncan and Gervin and the Claw. The Claw. Come on.
I don't think I was going to put Ginobili.
Get that out of here. I'm just joking. Probably throw Tony Parker in at point guard.
Probably. Unless you want Avery Johnson.
Yeah.
You never know, man.
Where you putting Kawhi? Toronto or San Antonio?
Little Sean Elliott.
He'll appear in both.
Can't.
Or neither.
Oh, he's on the Clippers, ain't he?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. I don't really care.
Well, he only played one season in Toronto.
But he got the
But he
one,
got the
baby.
championship. So
He got the only hardware
yeah,
in the franchise's history. That's
He won and left.
he did. He said, "Fuck this place. I don't want to live up here."
Well, before we get too far down any rabbit,
We've already been down like 3.
our all-time Lakers starting 5 is Magic Johnson, Jerry West, Kobe Bryant, Shaquille O'Neal, and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. So that is like has been mentioned, a very, very formidable team that will probably challenge for championship level status in the tournament.
Yeah.
So that being said, that will probably end our Lakers portion of this episode and move us into NBA talk. We keep saying we're going to talk about something else, but we never end up doing it. We just talk about it the NBA.
Well, before we do the NBA stuff, can we run through the? I got a couple emails here.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, yeah,
Let's do
let's do
some
that.
emails. Anybody other than...
Yeah. Well, Linnea's still killing trivia, so I'm just like, it's whatever. Let's see. One from Jimmy. We got an email.
Oh,
from
no.
Jimmy. Let's see. I can't remember if this was the.
We didn't insult anything in Cleveland, did we?
No,
It's hard
okay.
to say.
no, I can't.
It's hard to say.
I can't remember if this was the Bulls or Detroit episode, but he's like, I'm with Ray. I'm not coming off Rodman. And then he goes, or Bernie Kosar on the Browns Mountain Rushmore from your third loyal listener behind Linnae and France.
All right.
All right, thanks, Jimmy. We appreciate the email.
Absolutely.
And then he had a sad one because Jim Brown passed away. Cleveland Mount Rushmore. Jim Brown joined the Lord's team today. God has the goat in of the backfield. Rest in peace, Jim. The Browns and the fans mourn with your family. My condolences and prayers are with Jim Brown's family. And how long ago was that? That's probably a couple months ago that he passed away. Maybe
weeks.
more
A
than
couple
that.
weeks ago.
Couple
I
weeks,
think.
Was it a couple weeks?
Because we should probably say the date since we're always ahead of time.
Yeah.
Yeah, today's June
7th.
7th.
Yeah.
So we're actually watching the NBA Finals currently.
Game 3.
Yep,
Game 3.
And then I got one more
Oh boy.
from Rusty Holtz.
Oh.
Just want to say thank you to all of you for this podcast. It is entertaining, and I don't always agree, but most of the time I do. FYI, Bob Lanier was a beast. I saw him put another player in the third row when he tried to drive in the lane. How I would love to see LaFlop James and Sir Flop Curry play in that time.
So apparently you have to be a parent of Wade and I to email the podcast.
Sounds that way.
Yeah.
And Lene, just keep bringing in the trivia. You keep killing it every week, girl. So, yeah.
All right.
So, yep, that's all the emails.
All right.
Well, something that we could do. We never went over our playoff seeding things that we were supposed to go over when the playoffs started.
That is true. Let's see who won that.
Yeah, we could see who predicted the most playoff teams.
Find the
We all
I
saved
don't
them
know
on our
mine's
phones.
it.
Oh, we did?
Yeah, we said we were all taking pictures.
We did
so
at the
that
beginning of the NBA season, and we all saved our predictions.
How long ago was that so I know where to find it?
We did it in the middle of football, so it was
I'm
a long time
scrolling
ago.
through with the dates. I gotta find it.
I got mine. I just came across it the other day when I was going through
It
my
was,
phone.
it's in October, between the 19th and the 30th.
October. Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, I
A
found
while
mine.
ago. That was kind of fun.
October.
I gotta try to remember which one of these.
Oh,
teams
there it is. Okay.
made
Good
the-
call, Drew. I did find it.
Nice job with the date.
All right, I got mine.
I'm trying to remember who made the playoffs and who made the play-in. It's hard to remember.
I think
Yeah.
I've got mine. I'm pretty sure.
We just need to look up the first round of the playoffs so we know.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I'm.
Well,
I came across this on my phone the other day, and I was like, I'm pretty sure we never went over this. We didn't, did we?
no.
No, we didn't. So this is a good idea, Wade. All right, I got the playoff bracket pulled up.
We did a whole thing on this.
So we going over the East first?
Can, yeah.
Oh, sure.
All right. So, the Eastern Conference playoffs. We had the Bucks,
Yes.
Got
which
them.
I think everybody picked Milwaukee to make the playoffs,
Yeah.
correct?
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
so.
All right. So we also had the Celtics,
Yeah.
which
Okay.
I
Yeah.
think everybody picked. And then we had the 76ers,
Yep.
which I'm
Okay.
pretty sure everybody picked. Then we had the Cleveland Cavaliers, which
Yep.
I know
Got
I
them.
picked.
Yeah, I did.
I did.
Everybody picked them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so everybody's 4 for 4.
Yep.
Number 5 is the New York Knicks.
Nope.
No.
I did not have the
I
Knicks.
missed that one.
Yeah, I didn't have the
Yeah.
Knicks.
Nobody had them.
And number 6 is the Nets,
I
Yep,
had
I had
which
them.
I
the
did
Nets.
have.
Nope.
Not as the way they were constituted.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
made it though.
And then the 7 seed was the Hawks,
Yep.
No.
I have the Hawks.
I had the Hawks.
Yeah,
I did
I missed
not.
the Hawks.
and then the Heat.
Yep, I had the Heat.
I had the Heat.
I
So
got
I had
s-
I
I
had
had se-
6. I had 6 Eastern Conference teams.
I had 6.
I had 7.
I have 7.
I had 5.
Okay.
Okay. Good
All right.
start, Joseph.
Alright, write this down so I don't forget my number.
7 in the
Let's
East.
see if we fucked it up in the West.
Oh, I know I didn't have the Lakers.
Oh
Neither did I. I don't think any of us picked the Lakers.
no.
No,
Nope, I did
no,
not.
I didn't even. Yeah.
They made the
All
conference
right, so here we go.
All right.
Number 1 was the Nuggets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
Got 'em.
everybody had the Nuggets. Number 2 was the Grizzlies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Grizzlies.
Yeah.
Number 3 was the Kings.
Nope.
No, absolutely not.
Not a chance.
No.
I think we made a joke about them. In
I
our,
think we did.
We
yeah.
definitely did.
Number 4 is the Suns.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Number 5 is the Clippers.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Number 6 is the Warriors.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Number 7 is the Lakers.
Nope.
Nope.
No. And number 8 is the T-Wolves.
Yeah.
Got 'em.
Yeah, I had them.
Yeah.
No,
So
I only got
had-
5
I had
that
6
time.
again.
I had 6.
I had 6.
I had 6 that time.
Like we tied for the win there, Drew.
Yeah.
That's right.
11 out of 16 is pretty good.
6 out of 8 each side. That's not too bad. Not as good as you two.
Take 6.
Impressed.
Honestly, I think the 2 I missed was the Pelicans and the Mavs in the West.
Yeah, I had Pelicans and
Well,
Portland.
the Pelicans, they gave us all a lot of hope there at the beginning of the season. They fell apart quick.
Yeah.
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 Real quick. And the
Yeah.
Mavs there at the end was ugh.
Oh shit! I had the Pelicans going to the finals.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was your bold prediction, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, me
Yeah.
and Drew were both
I thought
the
Western Conference
playoff
Finals,
runs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then I had to hurry up and change mine to a fake award.
Yeah, mine was that the Timberwolves would have a worse record with Rudy Gobert, which I'm not sure how that ended up because they did come on strong at the end of the season.
What,
think-
when he got hurt?
I bet it's similar. It might be a couple games
And
worse.
he got suspended for the playing because he punched his teammate. Real team chemistry there.
You might have won the bet by a win or two.
Yeah.
I'm looking, sorry. Somebody,
I can't. Freaking Rudy.
so yeah, they were 4 wins worse than last year.
Really?
Damn.
Yep. Good call.
Well, I think mine might have been John Moran for MVP. So
I think mine was Tatum for MVP.
My MVP pick. Who did I pick for MVP?
didn't someone say Embiid?
I don't know.
I thought one of us said he's finally gonna do it. I don't know. I thought maybe.
I might have picked Giannis, to be honest with you.
What the,
Yes, that was a good idea by Wade to
Yeah.
go over
have us go over that. We never did go over that. And Ray was feeling pretty good at the very beginning.
I was.
Pacers were.
Well, they were cooking in 6th place, and then fuck, here comes injury bug, and we just fell off.
Wait, who was your MVP pick?
I think I picked Giannis. I think.
And then our finals picks, everybody was unsuccessful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Both my teams lost in the first round, I think. So I picked.
Yeah, both mine did.
I had
Yeah,
one
it's-
get to the second round.
I had Bucks Clippers, so
I
I
had
had-
Bucks Warriors.
I had Warriors Celtics. So
And I think I had Bucks Pelicans.
yeah. So
Not great for the predictions there for the
Yeah.
finals.
well, the
but-
Bucks, dude. Everyone was high on the Bucks, and they
Well, they were the number one seed.
that first, that just
Both
went
sides.
so bad so quickly for the Bucks.
well, and then the punch kind of derailed the Warriors.
Yeah, before they even
Yeah.
really started.
They couldn't. Yeah.
And I mean, I was feeling pretty good about the Celtics pick when they had such a good record, and man, then they just fell apart.
They're so in-
Well, the whole
So
playoffs
inconsistent.
they were shaky the whole time.
They're so
And
inconsistent.
they almost let the Hawks come back.
Yeah.
Well, I guess it kind of shows you somewhat how important some of these coaches are, because Ime Udoka had them playing really aggressive and great defense last year, and they were playing more consistent. And I think they just got worn out in the finals. And there was a little bit of inconsistency there, but they were what, the number one ranked defense last year, and then they looked real sloppy on defense during parts of the playoffs this year, and they were just inconsistent all over the place.
Yeah, which is crazy because they're another team that's really deep.
Extremely deep.
I mean, Robert Williams and Horford and Tatum and Brown and Smart, but then they also had Brogdon and White, who both had really nice years. They're both very good players. Not only that, but they had a lot of guys that played both directions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brogdon, White, Smart, Brown, Tatum, all play both. Even Horford plays both ways. I was just a little surprised at how they fell off.
Yeah, I was shocked.
Well, they almost pulled it off coming back from 3-0, but,
Yeah,
But I think that series shows just how inconsistent they are. They lost 3 straight, and they won 3 straight. Then they lose in Game 7. Like,
Game 7 was ugly.
well, they had a few ugly games that series.
that just
Game 3, it looked like they forgot to show up, or they went out and were all hung over from getting hammered drunk the night before. They might as well not showed up for Game 3.
Yeah.
Like, they were down like 30 at half and never even made a run. Like, it was,
it was just over.
yeah. And I was like, you're down 2-0. How are you not showing up for this game?
And you're like the favorites to win the title at that point.
Yeah.
At that point, they were.
I definitely think they missed some huge opportunities the past 2 years to win championships, but whatever. I'm not a Celtics fan, so I don't care.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. There was a lot of talk there for a few minutes about, it being a Lakers Celtics finals.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean,
the Lakers just had no answer for Jokic. I mean, none. They couldn't do
Well,
it.
I don't know why the Lakers stopped playing Vanderbilt.
Yeah, I mean,
He really guarded Steph and Ja in the first 2 rounds, but they don't have him guard Jamal Murray.
yeah. See, I thought that's what he'd do. I thought in that series he'd be on Murray.
He didn't come off the bench. He didn't
And they
play.
barely played him. I don't know what happened there. Because I think he would have done a good job on Murray.
yeah, he's got that size and athleticism that makes it really hard on some of those smaller guards.
I think they were, from what I understand from what the announcers were saying, it was like they were looking for somebody to knock down shots, and obviously that's not Vanderbilt.
No, that's
not
not him.
Vanderbilt.
No,
But
but they need to play defense because they weren't doing that either.
Yeah.
Watching Murray drive past, I don't even remember who.
Schroeder.
Oh Lord.
Well, the big problem wasn't Schroeder. Schroeder is actually a pretty good defender. The problem is Schroeder's getting his 20 minutes a game, but when he leaves, now Reeves has to try and guard him.
yeah.
Yeah, Reeves is not. He's on the worst guy on the floor. He can't.
I mean, he tries.
Yeah.
But he's not as.
He's just not as quick.
Yeah. Plus the Nuggets, once they get humming and they get to moving the ball and everybody's in sync, like they're pretty about as close to unstoppable of an offense as it gets once they get
Well,
going.
D'Angelo Russell wasn't doing much for the Lakers either.
I don't remember his exact stats, but it was pretty embarrassing.
It was.
I think Rosillo was making fun of him on his podcast right after that. And
He didn't have his hottest.
it was like something like 6 or 7 points per game on like 28% shooting or something like that. Like
Hey Ray,
Yeah.
it was,
Kevin Love. He started back-to-back finals games.
He back. Can't believe it. He ain't seen starting position in what, 8 years? Ready to go buyout.
The crazy part is the Cavs probably could have used him a little bit,
The
but
Cavs definitely could have used him.
Yeah.
and they just gave him away for nothing, and then now he's helping a team contend for a championship.
Yep.
Well, they're in the championship.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I mean, all of us kind of. I don't know about Ray, but the rest of us all have people we've traded to Denver or sent it. He ended up in Denver. I mean, Caldwell Pope was on the Lakers a couple years ago. Aaron Gordon came from Orlando.
We all got to watch Michael Porter. He went to Mizzou.
Yeah.
Well, he didn't play much.
I watched him in high school.
Yeah, I watched
Yeah.
him at Father Talton.
Well, Drew played against his little brother.
My basketball coach got dunked on by Michael Porter. So it was. He told us that story. I was like, oh well.
He's a big guy.
Yeah,
you know.
say yeah.
It happened.
It was a fast break and he got in his way.
Well, most people around here aren't the size of Michael Porter Jr. It's a hard bargain.
Are you talking about Brock?
Yeah, Brock got dunked on.
Yeah, I was at that game. Porter dunked from the free throw line in traffic in that game.
Wow.
It doesn't surprise me. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, he scored 44 points in that game, although Palmyra won.
yeah, so Brock said I won because later on Instagram, I think he posted a picture of him dunking on Brock, but Brock commented and said, "Who won?" But I'm like, I don't know if
If I was Michael Porter Jr., I'd send him something now, like who's in the NBA?
millions of dollars.
Speaking of which, I the other day I Googled all the Porter kids to see where they're all at. One of them is going to college in Colorado, and he killed a guy.
Oh, damn.
Oh, it's
Yeah, like drunk driving and hit a guy and killed him.
Yeah, I think that brother is in Colorado because of Michael Porter.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
he's at Denver. I think he followed his brother to some college in Denver. And then the one went to
Somewhere in Arizona.
Fresno State
Fresno.
or...
He's out west somewhere.
Yeah, it's either Southern California, Arizona.
Yeah,
One of those. I mean, maybe it's Pepperdine.
Yeah,
It might be one of those schools.
yeah. And then one of them was a senior in high school this year.
Right.
I don't have no idea what he's doing. I watched Father Talton play this year too, and he was on the team.
Is he the last one of the boys?
I think he's the last one.
That's what I
Yeah.
thought.
There's so many of them.
There is.
I mean, mother.
Well, there's 2 girls and 4 or 5 boys.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
Michael and Jonte, and then the one that's in Colorado, the one that graduated with you, and then the one that's graduated. I think there's 5 boys and I think 2 girls.
2 girls, yeah.
Good Lord.
And both the girls played for Mizzou.
They were older.
Yeah,
than
Jonte, Coban, Javon, Sierra, Bree, Isaac, and Jada.
Yeah.
So there's 8 kids.
Oh, 8.
Oh,
Okay,
8,
so we
wow.
missed one.
A
Yeah.
lot of kids.
a lot of talent.
Yeah.
Really.
Went to work, come back home to the part-time
Well,
job.
the 2 girls that went to Mizzou were amazing basketball players, but they both had
Yeah,
they
they'd stay healthy.
They had big
Yeah.
knee problems.
Of course,
They had several
Jonte's
surgeries.
had injury problems himself.
I think part of his problem, I mean, this is just me, but, he reclassified
Yeah.
so he could go to Mizzou to try to be with his brother. And Michael, of course, got hurt and didn't play. And then Jonte got hurt. And I think he'd been better off
To just play a senior year in high school.
stay in high school. Don't take that college. I mean, he was a bigger guy, but don't take that pounding.
I mean, I know it's basketball, but you see this all the time in football. Some of these kids reclassify. I'm like, that's not helping you in college football. Getting there a year earlier.
No.
At 17.
No, it's not.
Or
Your body needs time to fully
Right.
develop.
even
and
if you
everything.
stayed another year, half the time you're not ready for college anyway.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, it's totally different. It's just like in high school. There's a difference between a 14 and an 18-year-old. There's a difference between an 18, 19-year-old to a 22, 23-year-old.
Yeah.
Yep.
Or even now with some of these 5th, 6th-year guys who are 24, 25.
You know, it's really common for a freshman college basketball player to play. It's not that common for a true freshman to play in football.
Right.
No. Not unless they really have to.
Like, I mean, it's a reason we know about it when they do because they make a big deal about it. They're like, oh, he's a true freshman. He's playing.
Yeah, he's got to already be developed and like he's good. Like you don't just see.
Well, you got to develop physically too.
Yeah.
Right.
Like there was a huge difference. I'm not even close to a professional or Division I athlete, but there was a big difference between me physically from me leaving high school to me graduating college.
Oh yeah. Me
Like,
too.
yeah,
There's a
like,
huge difference.
I don't know. Anyway,
Well, one other topic before we go on. And I figure we'll probably talk about the draft later, but just looking at mock drafts, what do you guys think about the trend you see? You're starting to see not just the high school, college, and European guys, but you're seeing the G League guys.
Mm-hmm.
oh, the Ignite guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, first off, I mean, I don't know how popular it's gotten. More popular over the last few seasons, but with the NIL, I don't know if it's going to continue to get more popular.
Right.
Because the G League Ignite guys, make a little bit of money, but now some of these, if you're a big time player and you go NIL, you can make over $1 million.
Yeah, you can make big
Oh,
money.
yeah, they make tons of money.
I mean,
that's part of where people go is who can give me the most money.
yeah, it's
That's-
just become a bidding war.
Yeah, well, with the transfer portal too.
Yeah.
If you don't give enough money,
you
I'll
can
leave.
follow that NIL money all over the place.
Yep.
Yeah, the transfer portal's gotten a little out of hand. It's bit
Well,
much.
not just that, but obviously the NIL this wasn't what it was meant to be.
No.
But anybody with half a brain could tell this is what it was going to turn into.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, you can't tell me that these companies are getting their money back after paying these players these obscene amounts of
Right.
money. Like, some of these people, like, don't get me wrong, they're doing good things for themselves, so I'm not judging them, but, like some of these really pretty girls that have these huge NIL deals,
Oh yeah.
well, some of them are like, oh, well, she does the rings and the gymnast stuff.
Right.
Oh, Livy Dunn?
I was gonna say,
He's the most popular one.
Right,
Yeah,
but
she is.
what I'm saying is like, what is she selling for your company?
right.
You know what I mean? It's not like, I mean, at least as basketball players, you can get them to sell sneakers and basketball equipment and stuff,
Right.
like a sporting goods store or something. But like, what is I'm not going out and get in the rings, or
Right.
pommel horse, or any shit like that. Like, you know what I'm saying?
The
Like,
uneven bars, Alex. You're not going to buy those for Zane Zander?
no, I'm
Livy
not.
Dunn, uneven bars. Woo!
No, not so much.
Well, you gotta think of the social media stuff too.
Yeah.
These people go all over social media and promote all this stuff, and that's their brand is social media.
And if they see them doing it, they're like, oh, I want to do
Yeah,
that.
social media is such a monster. It's
So what you're saying
unreal.
is we're fucking idiots as a society.
Yeah,
Yeah,
if
oh,
Livy
yeah.
Dunn-
been that way for a while.
If Livy Dunn
We've
puts
already
this
been there.
makeup on her face or wears these shorts, I have to too, Alex.
Everything's about social media.
I hear
It's
it.
all everything is.
She's probably online for it. I'll pull it up.
But-
Let's see.
Oh my god! I only got 100,000 likes.
Before we wrap up, should we address the biggest news of the day of who got released from their team today?
Oh yeah, Drew. Do you want to take the honors?
Yeah, since I get talking about him last week, freaking Choke Paul might be coming to my team. Then.
We could all make a prediction on where we think he's going to end up before
I
he goes.
bet he's coming to L.A.
Which one?
Lakers.
I
I'm
also
afraid.
let me think for a quick second.
Yeah. I kind of think maybe he's gonna take a cut in pay and stay in Phoenix.
I've thought that a little bit too.
That could be.
Mm.
I don't know. I feel like Phoenix kind of wants to get like a little younger and more athletic and get I don't know that for a fact, obviously, but I don't know. I guess he could though.
Well, if he gets bought out and gets all this money and is going to sign for like just a little bit of money, why not go to Milwaukee?
Yeah.
Or go actually help run the show at Boston, who needs someone to tell them what to do.
The problem is they have 3 point guards already.
But none of them are like real point guards, and like that's part
Well,
of
nobody has a real point guard. I mean, there is none of them. Chris Paul's it.
Well, how I mean, that's part of their problem. Like, they get in these stupid situations where they do some of the dumbest shit in back-to-back possessions we've ever seen. And, like, what if they say, hey, we just need Chris Paul to do this for 20 minutes a game, and we'll get you a championship. You just help get things under control and help us get over the hump, and we'll get you your chip, and you help us get our chip. That'd be that.
Yeah.
That'd be a good little marriage there, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's even a possibility, but
Well,
She's
and
a
he may
spokesperson
wait.
of Sports Illustrated this
she's
year.
all over my Google feed on my phone.
Yeah.
She's a Sports
And he
Illustrated.
may wait and see where the top point guards in the draft go, and
Yeah.
somebody may bring him in to mentor some kid coming.
Yeah.
I just don't think, and maybe I'm completely wrong, I just don't think CP3 wants to go someplace where he can't win.
Right? Yeah.
No,
I
he's
think
not
you're
going
right
somewhere
there.
that
He
can't
does
win.
probably want to win. I'm trying to think of other teams that could need like a good solid point guard presence to really help him get over the hump. But
I mean, the Clippers, but none of the three of those guys stay healthy, so it'd
that's-
just be adding to their
it's just a
problems.
bad matchup.
Who's the point guard in New Orleans?
McCollum.
Yeah, and they have Alvarado, but he's more of a defensive star than an actual point guard.
They're the deepest team in the league. I don't think they're going to sign Chris Paul.
No, I wouldn't.
Yeah.
I just wondering.
I think part of it is like, what does Chris Paul want out of like playing time and starting and stuff like that too? Because I mean, like,
I think at this point he's gotta know it's gotta be good for him to play a important but limited role
Yeah.
and save your body for the end of the season.
What Phoenix is
playoff
having him do
push.
playing those 40 minutes, he can't do that.
no.
No, I mean they shouldn't even have Durant doing it. But I mean, it's.
What about Miami?
I mean, they already have Kyle Lowry. They're kind of the same player at this point.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, but
almost 40 years old and super expensive.
Maybe they
But
won't
Chris-
have Lowry.
I'll say, but Chris
Yeah.
Paul's a huge upgrade over Kyle Lowry. Kyle Lowry's had some good games here in the playoffs, but Kyle Lowry's been almost unplayable for 2 years.
I mean, Chris Paul didn't look very good off and on. I mean, he looked pretty bad in some playoff games early on. I mean, and his defense has gone super downhill. Well, I don't know. I mean, he's probably better on offense than Lowry. But I don't know. I just don't think there's a huge difference there to really push him over the hump. Get rid of Lowry, get the other 39-year-old point guard. I don't know. I can't even think of teams off the top of my head. I'm really struggling.
I'm trying to think someone that needs a veteran point guard.
Yeah,
Doesn't.
I still think it'd be really good in Milwaukee.
I mean, he could, yeah. They'd have to win next year because they're getting some of their really important players are starting to get up there in age. But
Yeah.
Well,
like
that's
a
happening
one-year push.
regardless of whether Chris Paul is there. I mean,
That's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah.
there's a number of them that are getting up there. Brooke Lopez is getting old. Holiday's on a spring chicken.
here's Milton.
Yeah, Milton's getting there, and Giannis just got starting getting nicked up a lot more. He only played 58, 60 games, and then he got hurt in the playoffs. So the wear and tear is starting to get to him a little bit.
Maybe Paul will go try to help Embiid get a title.
Ooh.
Yeah, just imagine Paul Harden and Embiid on the same team in the playoffs. I mean, you're asking for a fuck up.
Maybe remember Paul and Harden in Houston.
Oh, jeez.
Like that, just I don't know. I mean,
Well, they couldn't get
Chris Paul's
along
thing
in
in the
Houston.
playoffs is usually just being hurt. Harden just sucks, and Embiid kind of sucks now too. But I don't know. In the playoffs,
He's your
anyway.
MVP, Wade.
Who was?
Embiid.
Oh,
Not yours. I'm just saying,
he's the MVP.
he's your, yeah.
Yeah. Yes, he is. I don't know where Chris Paul's end up. He'd probably end up a Laker. He'll probably end up with LeBron.
Yeah, I mean that's where all the other elderly go.
Well, 2 years ago they had the whole Hall of Fame class of 2002 on their team.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. They had 5 NBA Live covers.
It's terrible.
They had Melo, Dwight, LeBron.
So we finally went out and got a little
JaVale
younger,
McGee.
more
JaVale
athletic,
McGee.
and won some
That's
games.
like
this
what
year.
our 2004, 2005 people draft classes.
It was pretty
Because people were making jokes like, "Man, this team would be the greatest team of all time in 2007."
Yeah, so if it was
I think we were
earlier.
Westbrook was
Westbrook.
starting to get older at that point.
Oh, Westbrook just can't shoot. He's lost his athletic.
Yeah.
Not lost,
Trevor
but-
Ariza was on that team. He's like
Oh
38.
gosh, Trevor Ariza was old when he was.
He was winning championships with Kobe in like 2009.
He came back 10 years later.
Man.
They were old. Probably why they missed the playoffs.
And you had injury-prone Anthony Davis.
Yeah.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah, his body's old.
Poor AD.
All right, well, we're meandering, so we probably ought to shut this down. All right, well, we appreciate you tuning in for this Lakers episode, and we appreciate you tuning in next week for the Memphis Grizzlies episode. A much newer, less winning franchise, so that ought to be interesting, see who makes that team.
Big country.
I'm going to say, Ray, that Pau Gasol will come up next week. But that being said, we appreciate some more emails, some more or some comments, some rate, 5-star reviews, whatever else you can give us. We would appreciate it. And thanks for tuning in to Sports the NEMO Way.